Hi, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. This is video 2 in the series of how to build your arrangement in a song. Now, in the first video, we looked at the first part of the guitars, and if you haven't seen that video, there's a link up here somewhere, and if you click on that, you can watch that video first. I really recommend you do watch that video, as then you'll see how we've got to where we are so far. So in this video, what we're going to do, we're going to move on to the chorus. I'm going to try and get all of the guitar parts done in this video, and then in the next videos I can start to move on to some of the synth parts and some of the drum parts and the bass, etc. But let's have a quick listen to the chorus. I'm not going to play the whole song, I'm just going to play the chorus. Let's have a quick listen. So let's start with that first guitar part. Now this part is a fairly simple picked single note guitar part that's just creating some rhythm in that chorus, which goes something like this. And let's hear that in the track. So that part is creating a little bit of movement in the chorus. Now, as the choruses go on, so we go to the second and the third choruses, these parts build even more. Let's have a quick listen to the next part. So if I tend to have delays on a guitar part, I'm using the delays for like an ambience. So I tend to record my delays down with my guitars. I can then add some extra delays afterwards if I want to create some extra space maybe on the left or the right side. But predominantly if I'm creating delays inside the guitar sound, they go down with the recording. Now the reason for this guitar part is that it creates that sort of pad sort of effect with it. One of the other reasons for creating this part is that it creates this pedal tone, and I'm using a D in every single chord for the first part anyway, so it goes like this. I'm still keeping the D. Second part, and then change it. So let's have a quick listen to that in the actual part. Let's play that part in so you can hear it. Now that guitar part is in from all of the choruses, but as we move on later on in the song, you'll see there's some extra parts. So let's have a quick listen to that. Now that's just a really simple distorted delayed octave part that's just going to add a little bit of ear candy just to add a little bit extra in the second and the third choruses. So it goes something like this. Now that's going to be in from the second chorus all the way to the end. Now there are a couple more parts in this, but there's one more part that I really want to have a look at. So now if I move up on the arrangement here, you'll see some extra guitar parts here. Let's have a quick listen to those. And let's bring in the other one too. Now what I wanted from this was a more sort of grungy sort of sound for the middle eight. Now as the middle eight has this distorted vocal in, I wanted to create like a different texture in the guitar part. So these guitar parts now go on until the end of the song. Let's have a quick listen in the mix.
Sometimes you run so fast that you can't even recognize what you're running from is something that you're trying to hide. I was blinded by the lightning on my own storm. Came into my life and made me feel like home. So when I'm pushing and I'm pulling and I'm tearing at the pain that I feel inside, I know there's a light, there's a light. Oh, it's here when the darkness swallows me.
So as you can hear, we've got a low part on the left-hand side and a high part on the right-hand side. Now these are hard panned and these give this sort of big stereo field, and that's what I really like in music productions, is when the chorus comes in you get this big lift, and guitar parts are one way that you can do that by, you know, hard panning something left and right. You can also add effects onto this, but we'll be doing this at a later date, like how to mix these guitar parts with added effects. But there's one more part that I really wanted to look at. Now it's a double chorus at the end, but let me just play from the third chorus into the fourth chorus, which is the double chorus. Now you'll hear that the third chorus sort of starts up here somewhere, but as the fourth chorus comes in, it gets even bigger in sound. Let's have a quick listen. So here comes the fourth chorus.
When the darkness swallows me and the fears won't let me go. When I'm blind and I can't see.
If you have a bass lying around, there's a little trick that you can do to give the illusion of a baritone guitar. So, G string of a bass, single notes, have a listen. So let's mute the original track and let's hear that in the track.
Won't let me go. When I'm blind and I can't see, there's a voice to lead me home.
So now that creates some extra energy and a completely different sound, because you don't really get a guitar that sounds like that. So when you do a baritone guitar part on a bass, say, it really can cut through the mix and can really add a lot to the dynamics of the song. So I'd really recommend just getting a bass. Any bass will do the job, and just distorting it if that's what the song needs, and just adding those parts in. If the song doesn't need distortion, a bass can really work, but these single lines can really add to building up a song. So I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. I really hope you guys got something out of that. In the next video, I'm going to be moving on to more of the production side of things, like how to make the choruses bigger than the verses, and then how to build up in the song. So I hope you've enjoyed that. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified of any future videos that come out from the Studio Rats. I'm Paul from the Studio Rats, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.